Ever find yourself hitting that download button on a song, or maybe you are streaming a movie, and you just have to wonder, how did we even get here?
Yeah.
Well, you might just have Kim Dotcom to thank for that.
At least in part.
Yeah, at least partially.
Yeah.
He is the mind behind Megaupload, a file-sharing giant, really,
Yeah.
of the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And his story, oh man, it is a wild ride. Think hacking scandals, showdowns with Hollywood,
Yeah.
and a whole lot of controversy.
What's so captivating about Dotcom is that he really doesn't fit that mold of your typical Silicon Valley, entrepreneur.
Right.
This is someone who cut his teeth in the world of hacking. He even faced arrest for it, really delving into systems, kind of exposing those vulnerabilities.
Right.
And that experience, it really is woven into the fabric of how he approaches technology.
Yeah.
Pushing those boundaries.
Right.
Sometimes a little too far for some people's liking.
It's like learning to pick a lock.
Yeah.
Right? Not to become a thief, but to understand the mechanics of it.
Totally. Yeah. Understand how it works, the flaws.
Yeah, exactly.
And Dotcom took that understanding, that deep dive into how technology works, and he built companies that challenged the status quo, really.
Right.
Which brings us to, of course, the Megaupload saga.
Right. Launched in 2005, Megaupload was a game changer.
Yeah.
At its peak, it was handling a reported 4% of all internet traffic.
Wow.
Imagine that, the sheer volume of data flowing through these servers.
That's massive.
It was like the digital age's answer to the Library of Alexandria.
Yeah.
But with maybe a little less emphasis on copyright law.
What made Megaupload so disruptive was its timing. Back then, sharing large files, it was like try sending a telegram in the age of instant messaging.
Right.
Clunky, frustrating. Megaupload changed all that. Suddenly, anyone could upload and share massive files just instantly with ease.
Yeah.
The catch.
Right.
Well, while not explicitly endorsing piracy, Megaupload inadvertently became a haven for copyrighted content.
Of course.
Movies, music, software, you name it.
And that's where Hollywood enters the picture, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about a potential gold mine for them.
Yeah.
But also a potential money pit.
Right.
If everyone is just sharing movies instead of buying tickets.
Absolutely. The entertainment industry they were already grappling with the rise of digital piracy.
Right.
They saw Megaupload as a threat to, their very existence.
Yeah.
And they weren't shy about putting pressure on governments to take action.
Right. So picture this, okay? 2012, New Zealand. Kim Dotcom, the mastermind behind this whole file-sharing empire.
Yeah.
He is living the good life.
Yeah.
But his world is about to be turned upside down. Literally. We are talking helicopters descending on his mansion.
Oh, wow.
Armed police swarming the grounds, millions of dollars seized.
It's a movie.
It was a scene straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster.
Yeah, it is. And this wasn't just about sending a message to Dotcom. This was a power play, a declaration from the U.S. government,
Right.
really fueled by Hollywood's influence that they were taking a stand against digital piracy, no matter the cost.
Wow.
What started as a story about a tech entrepreneur pushing the boundaries of online sharing was very quickly escalating into this, battle over internet freedom and government overreach. And as the dust settled from this crazy dramatic raid,
Right.
something else came to light.
Yeah.
Something that added a whole other layer of intrigue to this whole thing. Illegal spying.
Wait, really? So it wasn't just about copyright infringement anymore?
Not even close.
Wow.
It turns out that New Zealand's own intelligence agency had Dotcom and 87 others under surveillance. Completely illegally.
Really?
Yeah. So suddenly you have this high-stakes game of cat and mouse between a tech entrepreneur and the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And it's thrust onto this global stage, raising all these questions about the balance between national security, individual privacy, and just the reach of government power in the digital age.
Yeah. Talk about a plot twist.
It's crazy.
It's like something out of a spy thriller. This Dotcom, he can't seem to stay out of the headlines.
And here's where Dotcom's story takes this fascinating turn.
Okay.
This raid, this very public takedown, it seemed to ignite a fire in him.
Yeah.
He went from coding websites to challenging the very systems that sought to control him.
Wow.
Transforming from a tech mogul into this vocal advocate for digital rights and this staunch critic of government surveillance.
He really embraced that activist role, didn't he? Didn't he even go so far as to start his own political party?
He did. He founded the Internet Party in New Zealand,
Wow.
campaigning on this platform of digital freedom, online privacy, and challenging traditional power structures.
Right.
They may not have become like the country's leading political force or anything, but they tapped into this, I think, growing global concern.
Right.
This sense of unease about who has access to our digital footprints and how much power they wield.
Yeah, it makes you think every time you get that little notification on your phone.
Exactly.
An app wants to track your location or access your microphone? Are you kidding me? You're witnessing the legacy of that whole debate that .com brought to light.
Absolutely.
But all of this, the political activism, the fight for online privacy, it was all happening against the backdrop of this massive legal battle, right?
Right. The Megaupload case, the extradition attempts, they were far from over.
Yeah.
This legal saga dragged on for over a decade.
Really?
Filled with more twists and turns than like a season finale binge.
Wow.
In 2017, a New Zealand court ruled that .com could, in fact, be extradited to the U.S. to face those copyright infringement charges.
Okay.
But, and this is a big, but they also acknowledged that he hadn't directly violated any copyright laws within New Zealand.
Oh, really?
Creating this whole legal quagmire.
So they did just put him on a plane.
Bro.
What happened next?
Well, .com being .com appealed the ruling.
Of course.
And then just when you thought the story couldn't get any wilder, in 2023, some of his former Megaupload colleagues entered guilty pleas related to the case.
Oh, wow. So the walls are closing in.
Yeah.
So where does that leave .com today? What's he up to in 2024?
Well, let's just say Kim Dotcom in 2024 is living a life that's a little less high profile. Remember those helicopters descending on his mansion?
Right.
These days, it's more likely to be like a delivery drone bringing groceries.
Yeah.
He's living a quieter life in New Zealand, remarried, a father to a large family.
6 kids, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of devices to manage screen time for.
It certainly keeps him busy.
I bet.
But even though he stepped back from the day-to-day drama of running a tech empire embroiled in legal battles, don't think for a second that Kim Dotcom has disappeared.
Right.
He's still a vocal presence online, particularly on social media, sharing his opinions on everything from technology to politics.
Right. And let's be honest, those opinions aren't always what you'd call mainstream. He's been known to align himself with some controversial figures and kind of dip his toes into the world of conspiracy theories.
That's one way to put it.
Right.
Which I think brings us to the heart of what makes .com such a fascinating figure.
Okay.
He just defies easy categorization.
Right.
Is he a digital age Robin Hood, fighting for internet freedom against corporate greed and government overreach?
Yeah.
Or is he a copyright infringer who built a fortune by exploiting loopholes in the system?
Right. A swashbuckling pirate navigating the digital seas of information.
Perhaps a bit of all of the above.
Right.
The reality is Kim Dotcom's story is still being written. His legacy is complex, full of contradictions,
Right.
and ultimately it'll be up to each of us to decide how we view his impact on the digital world we inhabit.
It reminds me of that old saying, the internet never forgets.
Yeah.
And it seems neither will it forget Kim Dotcom.
Indeed. And on that note, let's leave you with this thought to ponder.
Good.
.com once said, "The internet is a giant copying machine." What does that statement mean in a world grappling with the ethics of artificial intelligence, the ownership of digital creations, and the future of creativity itself?
Yeah.
It's a conversation that extends far beyond the specifics of this one-man story.
A giant copying machine, huh? Definitely something to think about. Well, there you have it, our deep dive into the world of Kim Dotcom, a man who went from hacker to entrepreneur to political activist, all while challenging the very fabric of the internet as we know it. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those downloads coming legally, of course.